This is May Love Light. Welcome, welcome. So, what I've been doing on Mondays, this is Mindful Monday, where I will have a topic, I'll offer a practice, and some of my thoughts. Excuse me. Ooh, give me a moment here. So, I am just wanting to acknowledge that I am being held by the lands known as Wawe Tanong to the Three Fires Confederacy, which is made up of Anishinaabe people, and they are made up of Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi. Excuse me. Acknowledging and bringing forth the indigenous people who are still tending to these lands, also known as Detroit, Michigan. Also, want to bring forward the people, the indigenous people of Jamaica, which are Taino people, and any other the the people who tend to your lands, your ancestors, bringing in, calling in my ancestors as well. Oh goodness. So I have respiratory challenges, which manifest with me coughing from time to time. So just acknowledging that that is present and it may arise or it may not. We will see how it wishes to show itself today. It is what it is. So today I wanted to talk about going back to basics, going back to basics, going back to basics, and meaning kind of how it began for me, and then one of the first practices that I encountered, and just sharing that with you. Okay, give me a moment here. I want to find something. There we go. Okay. And so, what I do is I facilitate mindfulness, and mindfulness is a secularization of the foundations are within Buddhist teachings. And so, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that my understanding of mindfulness comes from the Western colonization of this ancient practice and culture of Buddhist teachings. Welcome. And my perception is only a drop of water in the vast richness of the teachings that we know as mindfulness. And what I have, I try to apply as much to my life, and it yields great benefits beyond what I can imagine. And I have deep appreciation and respect for the people where these teachings originated and migrated in South and East Asia. My hope is that I'm able to nourish myself and others in a respectful manner that pays deep respect to the Buddha, our ability to waken, the Dharma, which are the teachings themselves, and the Sangha, the community that we, yeah, the community that we are creating together in this moment. So, with that said, welcome, welcome. And so, going back to basics, when I was reflecting on like my very first retreat, my first retreat, excuse me, that is a cough. Yeah, my first retreat was a SN Goenka retreat. And SN Goenka, he is from Burma. Burma is now known as Myanmar. And he has meditation centers around the globe, and he focuses on Vipassana. And that was the foundation of my teaching. That was the foundation of my practice for 5 years, which I really feel like gave me a fortified foundation to begin as I was deepening in my practice. And apparently, my voice is deepening as well. Let me see. Ooh, testing, testing. Okay, my voice is going to do what it's going to do. Apparently, I'm going through puberty. Mm, okay, so the first 4 days of a Goenka retreat, you focus on anapana and a practice that is it's very focused on the breathing, your breath, in a particular in a particular area. Excuse me, which is the area like where your nose, like around your nose, and kind of right here. So for people who might be having issues, they focus more so on breathing through the nose, and so you're just like paying attention to the breath as it's entering your nostrils and exiting your nostrils, and that's what you do for the first 4 days of a Goenka retreat until he moves into Vipassana. Yeah, and so it really helps you to kind of like square in on a specific spot and just really bring your focus to one area that can become very concentrated and very focused. And so there are different things that can happen while you're focusing on this area of your nostrils, and the air passing through you. You might notice like maybe moisture collecting above your lip, or maybe you notice like tingling, or immediately you feel like there's itching that comes up and you're like, yeah, I want to rub my nose so bad. Excuse me. Anyway, all these things happen, and we another like thing that Goenka would talk about is anicca, that everything changes. So even though there's like itching that arises, you know that it's not going to be like this itching is going to happen for the entirety of this of this sit. Every time I sit, is this itching. You know that the itching will subside at some point. And so that's just like a small way of something that's much broader. Just like everything in our world it has the nature of change, and yeah, life is change. Okay, since I am coughing quite a bit, I think I'm going to ease us into a practice. So I'm just going to guide us through that practice of anapana right here. Boop, boop, boop. Or anapanasati. And excuse me, everything I offer is an invitation. If you wish to do something else, if you just like the sound of my voice and you want to have it in the background while you're doing other things, thank you. You do you. This time is for you. And just thank you for making the time for yourself. So, with that, I like to start off with orienting ourselves. So, orienting, you're just looking around your space and looking to the left, looking to the right, looking behind you, just noticing your surroundings. And we're not like looking at the things that you need to do. What you're doing is just allowing the eyes to see, do what it's like it's seeing, taking in the environment, not placing any judgment. What we're doing is settling the body to let ourselves know that we are safe enough to practice. We are safe enough in this moment. You can even look above you and below you. And when you're ready, you can soften your gaze or close the eyes. And so, since we'll be focusing on our breath, I will encourage you to take some intentional breaths. And what if you want to do deep breaths, if that's your comfort level, go for it. And while we're doing this, really pay attention to the breath passing through the nostrils, passing through the nostrils, and if you are unable to breathe through your nose, just really pay attention to the breath passing through the mouth. So exhale the air, inhale, exhale, inhale, noticing the cool air coming in. Exhale, noticing the warm air as it exits. Another inhale and exhale. Going back to your breath as is. So see if you can bring your attention to the sensation of the breath as it passes through your nostrils. Maybe you can notice the switch of the temperature on the inhale, on the exhale. And maybe you can notice the air as it passes your upper lip. And excuse me, if you are focusing on your breath through the mouth, just noticing the change of temperature on the inhale and the exhale. I encourage you to breathe through your nose if it's possible for you, if it's comfortable to you. And as the mind wanders off into different thoughts, which it will do, it's the beginning of the week. Maybe you're thinking about the things you need to do this week. Maybe you're thinking about what you need to do after this. And the invitation is to gently guide yourself back to the breath, noticing the touch of the breath through the nostrils. Focusing on the breath, the area above the upper lip and the nostrils, like the triangle area. Maybe there are different sounds in your environment. And we're just gently guiding ourselves back to our breath. Other distractions might be arising. We just gently guide ourselves back to our breath in this moment. The inhale and the exhale through the nostrils or the mouth. I'm going to be quiet for a few moments. Focusing bringing our attention back to the sensation of breathing at the nostrils, the sensations that are arising as the air passes through in and out of the nostrils. Any sensation that may appear above the upper lip. Like I noticed some itching in my right nostril, and the reaction was for me to touch my nose, which happens. And if you're focusing on the breath through the mouth, noticing maybe the moisture in the mouth has decreased. If you need to have a sip of water, tend to yourself. And what we're doing is honing in on our area of focus, really bringing, like sharpening the attention to the area above the upper lip and the nostrils, really focusing on the breath passing through. And as we prepare to end our practice for today, the invitation is to bring to mind any intentions you have for this week. May I take more moments to rest. May I spend some time in the sun. Whatever is arising for you, allowing yourself to bring those intentions to mind and to heart. And when you're ready, we'll take 3 breaths together at your level of comfort. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Another inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, bring yourself back into the space. Welcome back. So that practice is called anapana. And once again, if you ever find yourself at a Goenka Vipassana retreat center, the first 4 days they focus on that practice. And it cultivates just a deep sharpening of the mind, becoming more concentrated of this area here. It's really focusing more on the nostril, of breathing through the nose. And so different sensations may have arisen while you were practicing. Some of the things that can happen is like maybe there's like tingling right here above the upper lip. Maybe you can feel the cool air as you inhale through the nostrils and the warm air as you exhale. Maybe you can feel like moisture kind of collecting above the upper lip. Excuse me. Maybe itching arises. Yeah, many things can happen during that time, and you're just kind of taking an inquiry of what's arising in that area, and then as the mind wanders off into different thoughts, which it will do, you gently guide yourself back into that area there. Yeah, and so once again, I shared that the first 5 years of my practice, I attended these Goenka retreats. They are Dana based, and Dana meaning based on generosity, donation based. It is offered freely, and you donate what you can. These retreats are 10 days long. The first 4 days is the anapana practice, which we just did, and then the remaining is vipassana. And then the last day, he introduces metta practice, which is kindness, friendliness, and that is a balm to soothe yourself when you're practicing. And yeah, if you have questions, you can send me an email at maylovelight and then the number 8 at gmail.com. This is my last Mindful Monday for now. I am going to hopefully get a better sound situation. I have been noticing irritation arise when I listen to the recordings, and I am not satisfied with the sound. And so my apologies. But thank you for bearing with me through this experiment. Yes. So we are experimenting, trying out using YouTube instead of Instagram. Apparently, you need 1,000 followers on TikTok before you can live stream on there. So I am far from that. I am not very active on that platform, but there is May Love Light on TikTok if you wish to follow me there. Maybe I will eventually start posting things there. We'll see. Apparently, my voice is waxing and waning. I don't know what my voice is doing today, but it is what it is. Let's close out with some dedication of merit. So, dedication of merit is just a beautiful practice that allows us to take any goodness that we've cultivated together today. Wow. Wow, this is, this raspiness. I don't know what is happening. Okay. Okay. Any goodness is, okay, that sounds more, a little bit more like my voice. A little bit more. Any goodness that has come from us practicing together, like, may it be dedicated not only to us, but to all beings everywhere, seen and unseen. In particular, we dedicate this goodness to those who are suffering, especially those who are suffering under violence, racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, ageism, xenophobia, and all the intersecting oppressions. We commit to doing the work within ourselves and in the world of uprooting greed, hatred, and delusion so that our true heart's wish may come true, that all beings everywhere be free from suffering and pain. May all beings abide in the ease of well-being. May all beings be safe from both internal and external harm. May all beings know connection, love, joy, and peace. And may all beings be fully liberated. And this dedication of merit and loving kindness offering is from the Dharma Homies Collective. Pew! Dharma Homies Collective, you can check them out. Specifically, Devin Sangster-Rath within the collective created this dedication of merit that I just offered to you all. Okay, so take care of yourself, take good care, great care of yourself and each other. And I will see you all another time in the future, hopefully soon, sooner rather than later. All right. And there's a playlist of these Mindful Mondays if you ever wish to revisit any of the practices. So take care. Ooh, I also have a list of resources that you can find when I post this. You can look at my other videos. There's a resource list. And these are different books and different pieces of literature that have inspired me through the years. All right. Take good care, everyone. Till next time.